Sports Information Director Josh Hill.
All right, we're here with IUP head coach Joe Lombardi, student athletes Dave Morris and Shondell Jones. Coach, opening statement, and we'll turn it over for some questions.
Yeah, first of all, we feel very fortunate, to win that game. Want to give God the glory for that, for all the blessings He allows us to enjoy there. Second of all, want to commend Winston-Salem on a great game plan, great competitiveness. Okay, there's a reason why they won the CIAA tournament. Okay, they've been playing great basketball. And Cleo Hill, the head coach there, is just a terrific human being, terrific coach, and does a good job. Okay, so. Our struggles that we might have had on offense tonight has contributed to some of the things that they did. So, it's always the other team you're playing against. Those guys got scholars. Mike Tomlin likes to say those guys are on scholarship too. Okay, so commend them, and their size gave us a little bit of issues. Defensive, we got it done defensively. You got to win in a lot of different ways when you play in a tournament. I'm fine with just winning it on defense every night. Okay. If that's the way we got to go. We had 15 steals, has to be some type of NCAA at least record for IUP, which led to 21 turnovers, and that was probably the difference maker. Okay, these guys played hard, they overplayed wings, they pressured the ball, they carried out the defensive game plan, which is to their credit.
Questions?
Tony Kukwani with the Indiana Gazette. Coach, this last play, if you just kind of set that up for us and what we're looking for, and did you get what you wanted?
I wanted Shondell to hit a step back 40-footer, but they trapped him. No. They have fouls to give, so you're kind of nervous about going, getting the last shot. You don't want to go before 10, 11 usually, okay, but with fouls to give, you're a little nervous that they're going to foul then, foul again, and we don't have any more timeouts. But they didn't foul. Wanted to put in Shondell's hands. He does a good job of passing. He's done a good job all year of passing the ball, okay, and making the right play that way. We hadn't been hitting jump shots, so we were trying to get him either going downhill, or we were going to try to get T on a roll, or David and Ethan spotting up on the backside of that play, okay. And fortunately, they trapped Shondell. Made a great pass out of his trap, and Tom padded his rebounding stats by missing a short one and then getting back and putting it in.
Mario Damian of the Pen. Shondell, Dave, congrats on the win.
Appreciate it.
You guys just like playing in close games. You guys 3 in a row now. So can you guys talk about maybe, for obviously beginning of the season and as the season went on, you guys were winning a lot of games, 10, 15 points. So talk about your guys' ability to win close ones and pull these games out, especially as the postseason arrives.
It just goes to our team, how close we are, how hard we work together. In practices, off the floor, and everything like that. But it just comes to our resilience. We practice late game situations like this. So in practice, going over up 3, down 3. So you just get used to battling back. And when you trust everybody on the floor, whether it be coach, your teammates, and everything like that, it make these situations a lot easier. You don't get stressed about it. I don't worry. I just trust my teammates, and I'll live with the result.
Mark Burdick, Renda Media. Coach Lombardi, Jalen Stewart today, almost 31 minutes. I'm not sure if that's a season high or not, but he certainly gave you a big boost off the bench. Can you talk about his performance today? And then along the same lines with Jalen, it looked like you wanted to get him in during a timeout earlier than you did at the end of the game, and they prevented that. It looked like the official didn't allow him to go to the table. If you could talk about that as to why.
It's just a bad job on my part. Okay, not subbing soon enough. That's all that situation was. I mean, I don't think it was any critical type of play, but got confidence in whether Dallas stayed in or Jalen stayed in. But Dallas is is an elite on the ball defender. So in those situations, if we have the option, we'd like to get him in the game. And Jalen had a good feel on the offensive end tonight. So we were trying to get him when we had possession of the ball. So and in reference to Jalen. He's growing. He's growing into his role on his team and finding a way. Sometimes when you come in and you play with I think his mindset is to play with a green light a little bit, and when you play with a yellow light, you got to adjust. He's got to be a pass-first point guard, but we do need him to score also. So sometimes you can zig when you're supposed to zag, but I think he did a really good job in some different situations tonight of not only scoring but making the right play.
I have a question for Dave. Dave, you and Ethan combined for 9 points. I think if fans would have known that before the game, maybe they don't like the outcome, but I think it speaks to the depth of the team and how your team can hurt opponents in different ways.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been saying it all year. Our team is deep. We trust everybody on it that comes off the bench. Our five, I'm confident with it. If my shot's not going in, I know they know that they're gonna get defense out of me for sure. So I don't really worry about that too much. I just do whatever I can to get the win.
I'd like to jump in on that too. That's not necessarily those guys say failing, okay? It's just, that happens when teams take different things out. Ethan, Mercyhurst, it was all about getting in the ball, okay? Tonight, they had size in there. So, you have different game plans, we have different options to go to. So, and I'm just pleased that Shondell and Dave really don't, it's not like they think, I gotta get 20 or I'm gonna, I gotta show out. They're not about showing out, they're just about getting W's.
Pat Doherty, run the media. Shondell, at the end of the game, tell me about the crowd. Did they have any influence? I saw you waving your arms, and I think that's one of the first times I've seen everybody in the KCAC on their feet in a critical situation. Talk about what the fans mean to you.
Yeah, definitely, man. In close game situations like that, especially with a little bit of time on the clock like that, the fans mean everything to us, whether it be from the beginning of the season to the end. It doesn't matter how many fans in here over break when there's not a lot of people. There's the fans, the IUP, faithful that always come back. They're always screaming, they're always as loud as they can be. So when it's a situation when we get that many people and that many fans there, we definitely want them involved because they can sway a game whether they know it or not. And we appreciate it all. They all mean, they're all part of the family.
My question's for Dave and Shondell. Just talk about what it's like being on the floor with Palma. I mean, it's like he's doing something different every single night.
Yeah, I say it all the time. Every team could use a Tomoa, man. We feed off his energy so much. We know we're going to get 100% every day. Practice, game. He gives us his all. We appreciate it and we love Tomoa. Every team can use it.
No, yeah, he's definitely a big energy giver, man. He's huge. A lot of people don't get the recognition on a lot of teams in situations like that, but I want everybody on this team to get recognition, whether it be Tomoa, Dave, and just in a big game like this, it's time for him to step up. I feel like anybody on this team could go anywhere else and be a star. It's just we all come together, we take different roles, and we figure it out when it comes to us, and we know how to win.
Coach, you, even on the boards in the second half, how important is that? And then for you guys, just what was it like going up against their defense and what made it so difficult?
Go ahead, you guys answer first.
They're a good team, don't get me wrong. I tip my hat off to them. They're a good coach team. They're athletic, they're long, they're a bigger team than we play, so just tips off to them. We knew the game plan was gonna be tough coming in. We scouted them, we watched film, and I just want to tip my hat off to them. They're a good team. So.
Yeah, obviously I agree with that, but another thing is, we come into the game plan and expecting them to play man or, expecting them to switch it up and then they play zone most of the first half, it's just, sometimes people do that. We gotta make adjustments and figure it out. And luckily for us, we made adjustments in a halftime, came out in the second half, and found a way to figure it out. Like I said, tip the hat to them. They're an amazing team. They should be super proud of what they did this season. They're great. So, just grateful we're in this position.
Getting back to the rebound, that was going to be a big part of our emphasis, okay? Because of their length, because of they're bigger than us, they're probably more athletic than us, okay? We needed to make sure we took care of that business, so we just improved a little bit in the second half. Our focus locked in, I think, a little bit better. And then sometimes the ball just bounces that way, so the stats don't really always tell the true story, okay? There's always room for variance in there.
Coach, I think coaches can tell when teams are ready to go, or maybe a little bit tight. It was a little bit of a slow start for your team again today, but you, again, that experience, I think, showed up and you were able to overcome it. What was your sense with the group coming out of the locker room before the game?
These guys have been ready to play every game. They never have not been ready to play, okay? Being ready to play and then jumping out big. I mean, Winston-Salem, They scored less than us in the first half, so you don't think they were ready to play either? I mean, I'm just throwing it back at you because, you know, the expectations of this team, okay, they won 31 games, and I know people would like us to win every game by 15, 20, step on people, run out, okay? We are not, let me breaking news here, we're not the 92 Celtics, okay, all right? Larry Bird ain't coming through the tunnel, okay, all right? So we're just a bunch of hardworking guys that love each other, care about each other, and are trying to put their best foot forward every time, okay? And they've always prepared well. They've done what I've asked them to do. They prepare well. They play for each other, okay? And that's all I can do, you know? There'll be the same people that are questioning why we didn't stomp on them. We're gonna be excited that, you know, they had the energy with a close game. So you can't have it both, okay? Hope, no one left at halftime, so the concession stands ought to give us some kickback, okay? All right, no one left to the end of the game, so there was a lot of, okay? There was a lot of activity. Yes, Jack, can I help you?
Excuse me, Coach, I've been fighting something here, including a game like this, that's why I'm not up to par. Look what you guys quit doing this to me. I mean, wow, absolutely thrilling. I mean, you had to make so many plays, and for the fans to follow up on Pat, I've never seen anything like that. With everybody standing, it was tremendous.
Yeah, especially without the students there. It was really a neat moment.
It was.
And as a coach, that's what you want for these guys. You just want some moments that you look back and remember, you know, 20 years from now. And you can't always, you're not going to control the outcome of the game. Refs have something to do with it. The other team has something to do with it. There's a lot of variables, okay? But you want to put yourself in a position to have this. There's 300 teams, almost 300 teams that are done playing right now after 32 teams are eliminated today, okay? So we have 4 of them going home today, not playing. So we're grateful, we're appreciative of the opportunities that we have, and it's an incredible season, no matter how the rest of it plays out, okay? We're not gonna try to match anybody's, if someone has expectations for this team, we're not trying to live up to any expectations. We just wanna be us.
I don't think I'll remember it 20 years from now, but I will remember it tomorrow.
Touche, you got me, Jack.
Last question.
Shondell, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this your first NCAA tournament game with IUP?
Yeah, it is.
So just considering, you know, the pandemic and your injury, can you just kind of talk about what it means to be able to play in this game?
Definitely, man. Last year, you know, it wasn't hard to be able to sit there and watch my teammates. Like, everybody thinks it's hard to sit out. It wasn't hard. The hardest part was my injury. That was the hardest thing, and just staying mentally locked in and being with the team. But being out there, able to see them win and just see how happy they was, that was the best thing for me. You know, just supporting them and just being the best teammate I could be. Now, you know, it's my opportunity to be out here now and just play. And, you know, look at the stat sheet, it is what it is, man. We just go out, we play, we'll live whatever it is. And like I said, tip my hats off to them, but I'm just grateful to be out here. You know, God is the greatest. So, grateful.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Are you done?
Thank you.
Just finishing up